fabulous scenery. But are there any birds? We shall see.
He's a predator, stalking his prey with distinctive plumage and an excitable call.
They look absolutely stunning.
He's native to a rugged island habitat, but he loves to fly south for the summer.
A useful accoutrement for birdwatchers, a strap-on beak, and then you can balance your binoculars on it.
The lesser-spotted Bill Oddie goes birding, starting tomorrow at 8 on BBC2. The latest weather from the Piste now on BBC2 with Suzanne Charlton.
Hello and welcome to our skiing forecast. Well, throughout the last week or so, we've seen most of the stormy weather across the more northern parts of Europe. That trend continues over the next few days. These weather systems bringing windy, wet weather or snow across Scandinavia, but totally different weather from the Balkans through the Alps down to the Pyrenees. A large high pressure bringing mainly fine weather. There'll only be 1 or 2 showers around. But it is going to remain warm around the Pyrenees and pretty mild for the Alps and the Balkans too. So there may be some local warnings put out because of avalanche risks. Let's take a look ahead then. First of all, the report for Andorra at Sol d'Air. Now here we're already seeing the problems with the fairly warm weather. The lower pistes are really quite slushy later in the day. And as it is warm each day for the weekend, they're going to have the same sort of problems. Now across to the Alps, starting in the French Alps at Val Thorens. Here, superb everywhere apparently. The temperature holding at -5 and lots of snow, particularly on the upper slopes. Now across the Alps into Italy, and here at Livigno we can see some powder off-piste. The runs down to the resort are pretty good and the temperature just below freezing. It has been windy, but those strong winds should begin to ease. Meanwhile, at the twin resorts of Crans Montana in Switzerland, great skiing reported on all the pistes. The temperature though above freezing, +3 degrees, and powder to be found off-piste and lots of it. In Austria, at Schladming, it's heavy going, low down on the slopes. Again, that's because it's warm. The temperature +5 Celsius despite cloudy skies. And finally, across the border to Germany and Garmisch-Partenkirchen, where all the lifts are open. It's very good overall, with a lot of snow on the upper slopes, some 280 centimetres of it. Now through this weekend we could have local avalanche warnings. It will be warm during the day, but of course freezing at night, so perhaps some rather icy conditions around too, and probably the south-facing slopes are going to be the slushiest, the north-facing slopes holding the best of the conditions. Up to Norway and Geilo, and here all 18 lifts are open. Lots of snow, 60 centimetres low down, and further up on the slopes as well. The temperature -6 right now, but changes are afoot. We're going to see some mild southwesterly winds and gales moving in. That will bring rain to the coastal areas, which will get some snowfall over the tops of the mountains, but generally turning very windy and mild. Mild weather's been the problem up across in towards New England, but this area of wet weather will move out of the way, leaving a little snow as it clears, and for most of the Rockies it'll be fine. The high pressure again bringing some fine sun-filled skies for skiing with just a few bits and pieces of snow around. But it is going to warm up across the Rockies, particularly in the Canadian Rockies. We'll get some milder weather moving in, whilst in New England we'll finally see the temperatures beginning to drop as it becomes much colder. Now this is needed in Killington. The temperature has been 11 Celsius, but as I say, we are set to see some cold weather around -17 Celsius in Vale and some very good conditions indeed. Just to recap then, this weekend in New England we'll see the rain clearing and it will start to get colder, warming up each day in the Rockies with a little sunshine around. And up into the Canadian Rockies, fairly cloudy skies. We could see some more snowfall, but it will be getting warmer. That's the main theme here. As for our major winter sports events, well, it looks like strengthening winds could cause problems for the ski jumping in Trondheim. Remember, you can keep up to date with us on CFAX. Bye-bye.
Are they sitting comfortably? Jonathan Ross and Jeff Banks join Mrs Merton, the minx in Granny's clothing, in 5 minutes on BBC1.